Hello and welcome. This is a 2018 Subaru BRZ STI Sport, and this is a 2016 Toyota GT86 Limited. Now these cars are exactly the same except for the badge, and in Gran Turismo 7 both of these cars have a special feature or an ability, and that is the ability to be engine swapped. So yes, we are taking the standard boxer motor out and putting a LT5 engine into it. So yes, this car is going to be tons of fun. The LT5 engine is coming out of a 2019 Chevrolet Corvette C701. So yes, that is a very powerful Chevrolet engine going into a very lightweight Japanese body. Now the choice is up to you whether you want to put it into the Subaru or if you want to put it into the Toyota, because at the end of the day the outcome is still going to be the same. It just depends on which brand you prefer, whether it's Toyota or Subaru. So in today's video we are putting it into the Toyota, and we're going to see how capable or how it actually handles and performs with this monstrous engine swap, and if this combination is actually any good. So before we actually swap the engine, I just want to take the car out standard and see how it feels, how it handles. Now with zero traction and comfort soft tires, this car refuses to slide. I mean, you can get it to put its back out just a little bit, but that's all you're gonna get. There's no sign of the car sliding, and I feel it is gonna be the complete opposite once we throw in the LT5. By the time we reach the end of the straightaway, we hit over 180 kilometers per hour, and that's not very much. LT5 predictions, we're gonna be doing over 200 easy, maybe even almost hitting 300 kilometers per hour. We just need to see how much the LT5 can actually put out, or how much power is the 86 able to handle. Now going around the first few S's, easy, no problem, can take it flat out the car and make it, because you actually aren't going that fast. So there's not really much else to say. The car is stock. It's a great beginner's vehicle. It's slow and it does give you a slightly sporty experience. Now let's chuck this motor out and put something great into it. So we see that the standard AC6 produces 200 brake horsepower, and just with the standard LT5 we get 500 extra brake horsepower, which puts us to over 700 brake horsepower. But that's just the start of it. Once we start throwing an upgraded supercharger, ECU, engine balancing, performance parts, exhaust, the list goes on. So with the car fully upgraded, we see that we have 1066 brake horsepower. And then if we chuck on all the weight reduction, we see that the car weighs 1066 kgs, which to a normal person or a normal calculator means 1. It has a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, except according to the game it's a 0.98. So if we look at it from that angle, who actually needs a Koenigsegg when you can just get an LT5 swapped 86 and fill the same position? Now out on track is where we can see, is the car actually able to handle so much horsepower? This is the moment where I decided I don't want peace,
I want problems!
because I turned off the traction to just see and experience how the car is actually gonna handle. So even with racing our tires, you can see we came around the corner and it fully wanted to spin out. Down the straight you can see, foot flat to the ground, we do just over 300 kilometers per hour as we are coming to the first turn. Slight tap on the brakes. As you can see, my throttle is not all the way down. I'm practically just feathering it around the corner because the car is breaking traction. Now I came full speed into the first turn and completely let it off for the second one, because I knew, okay, I'm gonna need to coast it around a few corners to just make it around the circuit. Now this car is incredibly quick to get up to high speed, so that is something you need to keep in mind. And if you do have no traction on, this car will light up the rear tires with immediate effect. So the minute you put your foot flat, those rear wheels are gonna light up. Now coming up to the curbs, the car, well, the setup that I have in the car is very firm, is very planted, so it doesn't really like riding curbs. And as you can see, I got too ahead of myself, put a little bit too much throttle, and I paid the sacrifice. I paid the piper. I ended up going backwards and meeting barrier. We are now steamrolling up to the hairpin turn. Now I knew I need to take this car carefully. Already spun out once, and this corner has caught me off guard so many times that it's actually not funny. Now I took it there. You saw the back still want to get out, but I knew, okay, we're gonna handle it. Going over the curbs, you can see the car violently drops off the curb. Now coming up to the final turn, this is where things get interesting, because you can see from my throttle position I was not taking any chances. Less than half throttle around the corner. Now as you can see, flying across the line, we did a 149, but I mean, we spun out. Of course it's gonna be slow, but let's say you want to use this car and you want to set a quality lap time. Due to how much you have to throttle control this vehicle, I suggest putting it on traction control level 1. The car will still have a little bit of slippage, but you will not see a wall. Okay, I lie. You're gonna see a wall, but it's not gonna be as bad or as uncontrollable. You're still gonna have some idea or control over the vehicle. I know a real driver has no traction control. Look here, you're gonna end up fighting with this car too much to actually enjoy the vehicle. So if you put it on traction control level 1, the traction is gonna do a lot of the fighting for you. So you can still drive the car, you still have to control it, but you don't feel like the computer is doing everything for you, which for me is the ideal use for this vehicle. But what if you don't want to set a fast lap time? What if you want to start sliding? I'm sliding with traction control on. It's easy, trust me. Just make sure the traction control is off and mash your foot to the floor. The car will break traction if you're going slow enough. Now, handbrake optional, because you don't actually need it, because the car will break traction regardless. Now this car is so much fun to slide around, and if you don't have an idea on how to control the vehicle, just be ready to go off circuit. That's all I'm gonna say. So, can the Toyota 86 handle all of this power? If you have traction on, yes. If you have traction off, no. The amount of throttle control that you need to keep this car under control with zero traction is unbelievable. Maybe I'm just not up to the skill level, but if you're just trying to jump on and not fight for your life, then I don't suggest using this vehicle. But if you want to use a car that's incredibly fast, fun to drive, then this is your answer. And with that, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this. Don't forget, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.